Hey everybody, it's your old pal Steve Moore here, owner of RUNMOORE, this fabulous brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. Today we're doing a preview video on the new Altra Olympus 6. This bad boy is coming out in July of 2024, and it's a nice update to, you guessed it, the Olympus 5, which has been out now for almost 2 years, so it was time for an update. We were excited to see the new version, and we wanted to talk about some of the changes from version 5 to version 6. And keep in mind, this is more of a preview. I have not had a chance to actually run it. This is just a demo model, but there was a couple things we want to talk about that's updated that we thought you, the consumer, might want to like to know. First and foremost, this is still a zero drop shoe. I know with Altra we've seen some stuff coming down the pipeline that has a few drops to it, some stuff with 4 millimeters, but this is still sticking tried and true with your zero drop. And in fact, not only is this still a zero drop from Altra, some of the specs are still the same from version 5 to 6. So on the men's side, this shoe is still 12.2 ounces, and on the women's, it's 10.2 ounces. It still has a 33 millimeter stack height, but one nice thing I like to make note of is the old version was $180, and the price has actually dropped on this to $175. So this is Altra's biggest trail shoe out there. It's also their widest trail shoe out there. So this is still featuring their original fit to it. So this is their widest, most robust, rounded foot-shaped toe box. This features Vibrum's Mega Grip outsole, so this is a very aggressive, very luggy, high traction shoe. And also, it's one of their most durable rubbers out there, so this is something you can really beat up to. And I will say, some of the stuff we'd seen on previous Altras and some of the Olympus stuff where we'd found like rubber separating and such, I really think Altra has worked hard to try to kind of cut out some of those defects that they've seen and some of the little weird imperfections. So we're hoping that we're going to kind of get past that, and this is going to be a shoe that's going to be around and durable and stable for a long time. Speaking of stable, this model is, we consider, a slightly stable trail shoe. It's not necessarily listed from Altra as a stable boy, but when you're looking at the outsole of this, this is a nice wide-bodied shoe that has this sort of Y pattern to it that's designed to sort of kind of fan out just to pinch and give a little bit more stability. It is a pinch different from version 5 to it. Nothing crazy as far as the patterns go, but there is a little bit of different lugs technology that's going on in 6 versus 5. And they did make a few little changes on the upper as well. Definitely a little bit more breathable. That was one thing I felt on the 5, that it just didn't quite breathe quite as enough, but just tell looking at this and kind of popping on even just the demo around here, it seems to have a little more breathability to it and almost just a little bit more play through the upper. I will also say, again, being a demo, this actually felt like it's gonna fit a little truer to size. I would say most people that we put in the Olympus here at the shop, we kind of encourage people to go up a half. Even though this is more of a wide shoe from Altra, it just felt like it was just maybe like a quarter size short, but I think this one's gonna fit a little truer to size. So keep that in mind if you are somebody who's been from 5 to 6. One of the other updates that we saw here was bigger new laces. And I will say, one thing I was kind of talking to one of my colleagues here is, we felt that the laces coming from version 5 almost felt more runny, and this feels a little more hikey. I don't know, it just seems like a more hikey style lace than something that you would see. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the Olympus for us, obviously it's a nice trail runner, but we have a lot of people that use this just for everyday hiking. A lot of through hikers use this. We're not too far from the Appalachian Trail, so this is one of those popular shoes for people that are like going out all day for running or for long miles. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that Altra is sort of leaning into the hiking side on this by putting on some more sort of thick everyday stuff that you would see more on a hiking type shoe. This also does, because it is sort of a hikey guy running long trail shoe, it does have the option to add your gator trap. That is still there, so you still have your tab here, you still have your Velcro back here. They also lowered this collar a little bit, if you can see, going from version 5 to 6, just a pinch. They just brought it down just a little bit. And they did add some Achilles cradles in here. So if you're somebody who's been running like the new Forward Experience or the Flow and such, they've been adding a little more padding through this shoe. And that is something that's different from version 6 to version 5. So keep that in mind. There's just a little bit more protection around your heel into it. And they also added padding around the tongue. Something they didn't have on the previous one. Is just overall just a little more cushion and comfort in the step and feel with some of the more padding that they put in there. So I thought those were nice little changes to the shoe. And another thing that I really liked on the shoe is they brought back the red boy. If you've been somebody who's been in the Olympus for a while, this was sort of like the signature color for the Olympus. So happy to see that this was one of the options that they had coming out in version 6, is this nice nice tried and true Olympus red that they've had for so long. So those are some of our quick notes and updates on the new version 6 of the Olympus. Again, this is coming out in July of 2024. The price did go down to $175, and they'll also have 2 different modification versions of this. So this is just your standard Olympus 6. There is also the hiker, low hiker, which is essentially the Gore-Tex version of this, and there's also a mid Gore-Tex version. So you have 3 different levels of the Olympus: Olympus, Olympus hike, and Olympus low. So depending on what you're looking for, you might have an Olympus that works out for you in the type of training or hiking that you're doing out there. So hope that helps, and we'll have a full breakdown review. Actually, I get some miles in it when the new ones come out, but we just wanted to give you some of the new updates that you should expect to see come in July on the new Olympus 6. And if you wanted to purchase this fine product, we'll have a link down below, and you can head over to our website, enter promo code RUNMOORE, and you'll save 10% on this, and we'll ship it out for free. If you find yourself in the greater Westminster, Maryland area, stop on by and say hello. And if you found this video helpful and exciting, do me a solid and like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Happy running, happy hiking, and we'll see you around town.